Oblivion was the first ever B&M dive coaster in the world, opening at Alton Towers in Staffordshire, England in 1998. The ride is located in X Sector, right next to the world record holder for the most inversions on a single roller coaster, the Smiler. Oblivion itself dominates its particular area, with a whole viewing section for the main drop of the ride right next to it. It's probably one of the most intimidating coasters in the park, especially for someone who has never been on it before. I mean, the ride basically drops straight down into a hole in the ground with a bunch of mist coming out of it. I also love the whole aesthetic around the ride with its eerie, psychological horror vibe. The queue line even has videos of a character called the Lord of Darkness taunting you about your upcoming ride, culminating with a monologue that ends with, "Welcome to eternal darkness. Welcome to Oblivion," right before the train dispatches. The orange and black color scheme is also fantastic, and I think it is the best color scheme for any of the coasters in the park. As for the trains themselves, they are one of the few dive coaster trains that feature a floor. They still have the classic over-the-shoulder restraints that the other earlier dive coasters have, which also give plenty of airtime room, unlike the more modern vest restraints. These trains only have 2 rows, however, compared to the more usual 3 rows for the more modern ones. The stats are obviously very unique given the ride's location, and the park's mandate for every ride to be below the tree line surrounding the park. This makes the ride only about 65 feet above the ground, but the drop being almost 3 times as big at 180 feet. This allows the ride to reach speeds of 68 miles per hour off the near vertical drop. But it only holds that speed for a short while, with the track length being only about 1,222 feet. Now we got stats out of the way, let's see how it rides. Now, as you can probably tell by now, this is an extremely short ride. It literally is just that near vertical drop and then a rise back out of the tunnel into the brakes. But what a drop it is. You rise up that lift hill with great anticipation and actually get a pretty good view at the top. The train only holds you there for much shorter than normal, but a voice tells you don't look down as you see that massive drop into the darkness. That drop is absolutely fantastic in any row with tons of airtime, but I slightly prefer the front due to the mist and wind in your face as you drop. It makes it all the more insane. You then rise up out of the tunnel and enter the final brake run, which honestly sometimes lasts longer than the actual ride. Overall, this ride has definitely been usurped by more modern dive coasters for their bigger drops and more substantial layouts, but this is still a damn good ride. I went into my visit to Alton Towers expecting this ride to be fun, but probably not in my top 3 for the park. Not only did it easily make my top 3, it ended up being my favorite ride in the whole park and smashed my expectations out of the water. I could literally ride this thing all day, and if I wasn't credit hunting and running around this massive park all day, I would have. It's actually pretty easy in a marathon due to it having a single rider line, and that was never longer than a few people all day, even on a Saturday. It is just a drop, but it's far and away the best single moment on any ride in the park and gives great airtime in any seat. It is also an extremely smooth ride for a 28-year-old coaster, unlike some of the newer ones throughout the park. I just love this thing, and you really have to ride it yourself to see why. I'm sure it helps that this was my first dive coaster, but I'd be hard-pressed to find a much better drop on one due to this one having that massive hole in the ground. Be sure to subscribe for more content and be on the lookout for more coaster reviews and other theme park videos in the near future.